Vol, the DJ, back here again with you from Baltimore, Maryland. This is my second video on how to get DJ gigs. I'm pretty much just explaining how I get a bunch of my resident gigs, and hopefully that'll give you some ideas on how to get gigs yourself. The best way to get gigs is put yourself out there, be known as the DJ in your area, work with other DJs in your area. So this video is how I got my gig on Saturday nights at the Continental in Virginia. I've been doing the gig for about 2 years now. This is how I came about getting the gig. Another way that I've found to get gigs is like this. If your area is anything like Baltimore, Maryland is, there's a lot of clubs opening and closing all the time. One of the ways you can go about getting gigs is just be watching for new clubs to open up around your area and be the first person that hands them a demo or a proposal or offers to do a free night just to get your foot in the door. The way my Saturday night gig worked was a club called Bedrock opened up in Baltimore. I work at the Hippodrome Theater in Baltimore every once in a while, and the club was opening up right across the street, so I knew it was getting ready to open up, and I was one of the first DJs to hand them a demo. The startup manager, Dan, went back to Arlington, Virginia to the club that he originally worked at, and they hired another girl to run the place called Bedrock in Baltimore. It only lasted for another 3 months or so, and the club ended up shutting down. While Dan was running the club, I became pretty good friends with him. After he moved back down to Arlington, I gave him a call one day and asked if they needed any DJs. They do some corporate events down there, so he started hiring me to do Thursday happy hours from 6 to 9 o'clock. That went on for about 6 months or so. About once a month I would go down and do one of these corporate happy hours. I ended up becoming friends with a lot of the staff, and they started asking Dan to replace the guy on Saturday nights with me. The guy was under contract at the time. They actually broke his contract somehow. I'm not sure what happened with that, but they broke the guy's contract and started paying me $300 a night to do 10:30 to 1:30. So 3 hours, $100 an hour. I then started video DJing there about a year ago using Serato Video SL. They have now got a VGA drop for me, and I show up on 3 of their plasmas and 1 of their projectors. Again, the way I came about it was just waiting and watching for new clubs to open in my area. I was one of the first DJs to approach them with a demo. I got the gig. The club ended up shutting down. I became friends with the manager that was there in the first place. He moved back to his original place in Arlington. I kept contact with him, and now I am playing a resident gig every Saturday night an hour away from where I live. And I gotta say, it's one of the nicer clubs that I've ever been to, and I do travel North America a good bit, and it is a really, really cool place. So if you're ever in the area near Dulles Airport or Reagan International or Georgetown in DC, definitely check out the Continental. I hope this helps you out in some way. Like I said, just watch for clubs to be opening around your area and be ready with your demo or your proposal package, and be one of the first guys to walk in the door and give them a demo, and most likely you're gonna get the gig. Like always, stay out there on the grind, be known as the DJ in your area, be known as that guy to go to, make friends with all the other DJs in your area, swap gigs with DJs in your area, and that's about it. Keep spinning. Holla at you, boy.